Yeah, so the Rise Multimedia Leadership Program is really a program geared to educate the participants about various topics around race, racism, and inclusion, and more importantly, teach them what they can do as leaders within their community, as leaders on their team, leaders within their schools, leaders within their home.
Those differences make us unique and make us what we are, and so that's the point of identity.
And I want everybody to approach it with an open mind. I want you to listen to one another, be respectful of what other people are saying, and maybe open up a little bit, maybe share a little bit more than you might typically do.
So if you were to choose 5 words, what words would you choose to share with your partner that you're going to use just to describe yourself? And this is a personal activity, so the 5 words are whatever you choose.
First thing, my biggest thing, it's kind of like a positive thing and a weakness, is that I'm too caring. I put my priority less.
Caring, I like respect is a big thing with me. Kindness, just around everyone.
Caring, funny, and available, emotionally available. That's a double-header one.
For me personally, I've just seen my kids open up more, for them to feel welcome and for them to feel comfortable in the space. I think that's my biggest takeaway from the RISE program is my kids feel comfortable. And for them to feel comfortable means that their own self-esteem is growing as well, and they're building character in the moment as well.
Question for anybody, how can you do that? How you can connect with somebody if they're coming from a different background or a different culture?
You ask about their food, like what type of food.
Yeah, show curiosity, learn, listen, yes.
You get to learn about different backgrounds, different areas of living, different backgrounds of living, different cultures and stuff like that, and it builds you as a better person.
What are some things that people think about Detroit? Okay, I'm hearing dangerous a lot. If you tell somebody that you're from Detroit or you're from the Detroit area and they make that kind of assumption, how does that feel? What does that make you think or believe?
We need to do better.
Giving them the language around equity and equality, giving them the language around what does it mean for diversity? How do we make sure that we can develop them to be great humans later on in life?
You know, it's really exciting working with both Castex and Plymouth because this thing that we're doing right now, this thing that we at really evolved. It evolved from our standard multi-week leadership program where both schools independently worked with us. So we met Coach Glenn and Coach Jack through that process, but they really had a desire to do more.
I think the very first year, I didn't have an opportunity to really get to know Jack a lot. But then when we came back through, you know, hey, we want to do this again, we want to keep the program alive, it was just constant texting, emails. One of our favorite events is our bonfire that we do. Generally, it's the week after tryouts. And so last year we said, let's bring Castex over. But Jack and I had an opportunity to sit in my front yard and just talk about us. You know, who are we? This is where I'm from. Where are you from? More about our background. So I got to know him really, really well. So this year we're hoping he can bring a whole busload of players over and just do a big bonfire together.
Everything just worked out so well, you know, like we meshed into one another, almost like we knew each other for, I don't know, for years, for years.
We're just gonna do a little bit of an activity. Your goal is gonna be to work in a team to build the tallest tower that you can out of the materials provided.
What group is this?
The programming that RISE has been able to do with Castex and Plymouth has created some really special friendships between players and between coaches, and I've felt really lucky to be able to be around that programming and see those bonds and connections grow. And the beauty of that is that through these relationships, through these connections, and ultimately through the game of soccer, people are able to learn a little bit more about people who have different experiences, different backgrounds, different perspectives on the world. And through the RISE programming, they're able to share those voices, share those points of view, learn and engage with one another, and ultimately create a bond and create a broader team that can work towards RISE's mission of ending racism and fighting for social justice.
How is building a trophy similar in terms of all of the principles and concepts we said are important in building a trophy? How are those things similar to building a community?
So we talked about the beginning was building a strong base, and that's how you go up. You know, if everyone has to have a common goal at the beginning. Everyone's got to start in the same place. You know, we start at the bottom, and we talked about the same things. You know, values and everyone's unique skill set should have bring the tower up.
So all of these things we're talking about are not abstract things. You are going to play a role in the communities in which you are part. Diverse ideas are important. We have to create a space in our communities where we can get those different ideas, where people feel like they can contribute.
It makes me definitely understand others, like their backgrounds, how like, even though we're different, we're all still the same. We're all people. Like I have a newfound respect to like everybody that I meet, because you never know what other people have gone through and what they have to deal with. So definitely just have more like respect for others.
I think Rise and the soccer community, the Plymouth and Cass Tech communities are poised to grow this even further in the coming years.
Now we're trying to expand and bring in other schools so that they could see what we're doing and share in what we're doing and bring it to their school and bring it to, to other schools as well.
Here are a group of teams that have learned and grown and become stronger because they've been able to practice, compete, listen, talk, in some cases even cry and have fun alongside one another. So this for us is super exciting. We hope more coaches do things like this. And I'm excited to see where these athletes are 5-10 years from now. We know that athletes are already changing the world. I think this is preparing this group of athletes to do even more phenomenal things.